Hailey Bieber didn't say much. She didn't need to. With one unfiltered close-up of her inflamed skin, she sent social media into a meltdown. The photo revealed a flare-up of perioral dermatitis, red irritated patches around her mouth and chin. It wasn't glam, it wasn't curated, and that's exactly why it caught fire. In a sea of perfect selfies and flawless filters, this one moment of raw vulnerability hit like a shockwave. Within hours, headlines exploded. Fans swarmed her comment section with support, and tabloid blogs spun the moment into a full-blown media cycle. What made it even more explosive? Hailey didn't mention her husband, Justin Bieber. Not once. Yet that didn't stop the speculation. Instantly, the internet connected the dots. Was this about stress? Was this a sign of marital trouble? Was her body reacting to emotional pressure? Hailey's quiet confession became a megaphone for something bigger. It wasn't just a skin condition, it was a cultural moment. In an industry obsessed with image, her decision to show something real felt almost rebellious. And audiences couldn't look away. What started as a personal post turned into the first crack in the perfect glamour facade, and maybe the beginning of something more strategic. Hailey didn't say his name, but somehow every headline did. That single photo of her irritated skin became a lightning rod for all the quiet rumors that have followed her and Justin Bieber for years. Fans speculated that her skin wasn't just reacting to makeup or SPF, it was reacting to stress, emotional stress, relationship stress. The kind that doesn't show up in curated photos but spills out in real life, unfiltered. Comment sections lit up with theories. Was this connected to Justin's rumored financial issues? Was it a subtle cry for help? Was their seemingly perfect marriage beginning to crack under the spotlight? None of this came from Hailey directly, but the silence only made the speculation louder. The public's obsession with celebrity couples means that even the most personal moments get reframed through a relationship lens. Hailey's post about her skin condition wasn't seen as her story. It became their story. And that speaks volumes about the way fame works today. You're no longer just yourself. You're half of a headline. In the world of celebrity culture, vulnerability is rarely allowed to exist on its own. It gets dissected, repackaged, and tied to the nearest drama, especially when your partner is Justin Bieber. There's a new game being played in celebrity culture, and the rules have changed. Perfection is out, vulnerability is in, and Hailey Bieber might have just made her opening move. Her skin post wasn't just about showing reality, it was about showing strategy. Fans are growing tired of airbrushed lives and photoshopped personalities. They want to see what's real. And Hailey's moment of raw honesty dropped at the perfect time. Celebrities who once built careers on unattainable lifestyles are now pivoting toward relatability, not because they have to, but because they want to keep their influence alive. It's a soft kind of vulnerability, not a tell-all or a breakdown, but just enough honesty to feel refreshing. Hailey's image has long been flawless, glowing skin, high fashion, tropical vacations. But this post, stripped of all that glamour, felt intentional in the best way. It echoed a playbook that's already been used to perfection by none other than Selena Gomez. When Selena began publicly discussing her health struggles, mental wellness, and emotional challenges, she reshaped her brand entirely. What once felt polished became personal. And now, Hailey seems to be taking notes. Because in today's influencer economy, authenticity isn't just appreciated, it's profitable. Make no mistake, authenticity isn't just a vibe, it's a business model. And Hailey Bieber, whether consciously or not, may have just unlocked the next level of brand power. The raw skin post didn't only generate sympathy, it generated interest. And in the influencer economy, interest is everything. Look no further than Selena Gomez, who turned emotional transparency into a billion-dollar beauty empire. Rare Beauty didn't explode because it had the best lipstick on the market. It exploded because people believed in the person behind the product. They felt they knew her. That kind of connection can't be bought. It has to be earned through honesty. Hailey is already running her own skincare and wellness ventures, and now she's dipping into the same well of authenticity that turned Selena's vulnerability into cultural gold. This wasn't a pity post, it was a pivot, a shift in tone, a deliberate crack in the flawless image to let real life peek through. And the timing? Spot on. Consumers are smarter now. They know when they're being sold a fantasy. What they crave is the illusion of intimacy. If Hailey leans into that, she's not just selling serums, she's selling trust. And trust, more than anything, drives sales. For years, Hailey's social media was a curated dream. Sun-drenched beaches, high-fashion editorials, candlelit dinners, and flawless selfies. Every frame looked like it belonged on a billboard. But with one imperfect image, she flipped the script. The reason her skin post resonated so deeply wasn't just because it was vulnerable, it's because it broke character. This wasn't the Hailey we usually see. This was something raw, and that's exactly why people stopped scrolling. When someone who's built a digital persona on poise and polish suddenly shows up with red patches and zero filters, it sends a message. Whether she meant to or not, Hailey told her audience, "I'm human too." That contrast, the disruption of the perfect image, is what made the post so magnetic. It reminded people that behind every glowy post is a person managing stress, hormones, exhaustion, and expectation. And that kind of realness feels rare enough to be powerful. In an age when influencers are fighting to maintain attention, it's no longer about being the most perfect. It's about being the most believable. Hailey may have just proven that even in a world obsessed with beauty, vulnerability has a stronger pull than polish ever could. With Hailey reportedly stepping into motherhood, the door is wide open for even deeper audience connection. Being a new mum isn't just a life shift, it's a content goldmine. The sleepless nights, emotional swings, body changes, and constant adjustments create endless opportunities for real, relatable storytelling. And while Hailey's lifestyle may be wildly different from the average parent, private chefs, nannies, luxury nurseries, the emotional experience of early motherhood is universal. Stretch marks don't care how famous you are. Hormones don't spare the rich. Sharing the hard parts of parenting could instantly connect her to millions of mums scrolling late at night, covered in baby spit-up and clinging to their sanity. Of course, the critiques will come. She has help. She doesn't know what it's really like. But that's missing the point. Authenticity isn't about pretending to be struggling when you're not. It's about being honest within your own reality. And Hailey's reality, even with all its privilege, still includes pressure, fatigue, and massive change. If she leans into those truths, even just a little, she could build an unshakable bond with her audience. Not through perfect mom moments, but through the messy, unfiltered glimpses of what parenting looks like behind the Instagram grid. One honest post can spark a conversation, but consistency builds trust. If Hailey reverts back to picture-perfect content without acknowledging the emotional weight behind her skin reveal, she risks losing the connection she just started to build. Audiences are smart. They know when something's a one-off moment versus the beginning of a genuine shift. Vulnerability works when it's part of a larger story, not just a plot twist. This is the challenge facing every celebrity trying to evolve their image. Do you keep the curtain slightly open or do you close it the second the headlines cool down? Hailey's next moves matter more than she might realize. If her post was a calculated moment of transparency, it needs to be followed by more unfiltered content. Maybe not oversharing, but sharing enough to make people feel like they're being let in. If she simply resumes her usual content schedule, the moment could feel like a publicity blip rather than a breakthrough. The smartest celebrities understand that trust is fragile, and audiences are quick to move on if they sense emotional bait. Hailey has a rare opportunity here to evolve her brand into something more relatable and real. But it's a door that only stays open for so long. Fame used to be about distance, perfect looks, untouchable lives, carefully polished personas, but that era is fading fast. Today, the celebrities who win are the ones who close the gap, the ones who admit they cry, break out, spiral, and recover, the ones who let you in just enough to feel like you know them, even when you don't. Hailey Bieber's post wasn't just a skincare update, it was a test to see how far she can stretch her image without snapping it, a test of how ready her audience is for more than beach shots and product drops, and most of all, a test of how powerful authenticity can really be in 2025's media landscape. The response said it all. People aren't just watching, they're connecting. That kind of emotional investment can't be bought with beauty alone. It's built through honesty, discomfort, and, yes, sometimes, a red patch of skin. Whether Hailey continues down this road or snaps back into filter mode is anyone's guess, but one thing is clear: the future belongs to those who dare to be real, because in a world addicted to the perfect image, nothing is more disruptive or more powerful than the truth.